So let's get started. Today's class, we are going to cover two modules. The first module is on PSEA, Protection Against Sexual Exploitation and Abuse. And the second module is GBV in emergencies. In emergency situation, we have GBV cases. And as a matter of fact, emergency situation, whether disaster or war, accentuates or increase the vulnerabilities of women folks to GBV. So this evening, we have two modules. But before I start, I need to be sure that you have conceptual understanding and conceptual clarity of sexual abuse, one, sexual assault, sexual harassment. So these three types. So who is going to talk to me now? Open your mic and say that. As a specialist, you should be able to define this thing without looking at, I forgot. Are you clear with me? So who is going to help me out? So in what way is sexual abuse different from sexual assault? In what way is sexual assault different from sexual harassment? I want people to tell me. All right, this is an interactive class. I'm waiting for that. Who is going to go? Hello? Naomi, do you want to try?
Yes, sir.
Okay, excellent. Go ahead.
Sir, sexual abuse.
Yes.
When somebody is being treated or is being abused sexually, has been taking advantage of him sexually, is sexual abuse. While sexual harassment, when somebody want to have affair with you, but you refuse it, and he started harassing you because of that your refusal, it's sexual harassment. While sexual, the third one.
Okay, exploitation.
Hello, sir.
Exploitation. So there are four. Look at this now. Thank you very much. That's brilliant. Are you a nurse? Are you a nurse?
Yes, sir.
That's brilliant. They say by their fruit we shall know them. I like you because you are very articulate. You never disgrace your profession. I love that. So there are four concepts. You have to be very clear on the four concepts. Let me take it again. All of them are part of GBV. One, sexual abuse, sexual assault, sexual harassment, and sexual exploitation. Do you see now? Four. So she has said that. I want somebody else to tell me, what is sexual exploitation? What is sexual exploitation?
All right, let me try.
Okay, go ahead.
Sexual exploitation involves taking advantage of someone for sexual purposes, often like for personal gain, like those that do take ladies for, let's say, sexual trafficking and rest. That's an example of exploitation or prostitution. Thank you.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. Would you work with IOM? Where do you work? Mike, what?
I'm a journalist.
Oh, that's brilliant. Which media do you work with?
Gombe Media Corporation.
So let's have a chat. Let's have a chat after this class. I used to be a reporter with Radio Nigeria back then.
Wow, interesting.
I used to be a news reporter, but I hate news, Nigerian news, because nothing is new. Look at this statement. Nothing is newsy about Nigeria. It's the same story. They say,
yeah,
the federal government of Nigeria has reintegrated, has reiterated, has reemphasized, as there is no statement of achievement. So leave this here, people. All right. So that being said, thank you very much. So I will explain to you now. All right. Then once I make the explanation to you, I'll give you a question, a real life story. Then I will not take you to some slides to understand it. So I mentioned four things for you. Listen, I'm going to simplify it for you. Don't memorize it, just understand it. what is sexual exploitation? The major issue in exploitation is power asymmetrics. Power. Somebody has the power. Somebody now say, well, I'm your lecturer here. If you don't come and see me in my hotel room, you are not going to pass. That is the power asymmetrics. Somebody has the power and use that one to exploit you. So in emergency context, let's say in Maiduguri, look at the camp commandants in the IDP camps. We call it sex for food, sex for aid. So if you are dating NGO guy, they will give your house extra portion. That is it. Are you clear with that? That is exploitation. So it means that you are using the power you have to get what you want. Are we clear with that? So if you now say, what is sexual exploitation? In which you use a position of power to take sexual pleasure for yourself. So you now say, okay, what is there between? Look at it now. It's very delicate anyway. Look at harassment is the first stage of sexual exploitation. Are you clear with that? Now let me give you a case now. Natasha works in National Assembly. Akpabio said, take good care of me and you will enjoy me. That's the harassment. No touching, no kissing, nothing. Now, if you take care of me, I will pass the bill for Ajaokuta. Assuming that Natasha succumbed to that harassment, what has it become? Who can tell me? What has it become? Suppose Natasha succumbed to that. What has that become? Hello?
That's tantamount to sexual harassment.
Sexual exploitation.
Exploitation.
Wait. Who said exploitation?
Yes.
Wait,
Yes.
relax. Ladies are talking powerfully in this class. Who said exploitation? Who is that
So I
person?
say exploitation.
What is your name?
Joel Gadisha.
I cannot pronounce your name. I just want to say that
sexual exploitation, sir.
you are using your intelligence in the class. So look at it now. If Natasha succumb harassment, it becomes what? Exploitation. That's wrong. Are we clear? So harassment, yes, Dorcas, thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, David Tayo, thank you very much. So when you succumb to a powerful man who harasses you, that means the person has exploited your vulnerability. So do you get? Somebody who is powerless and somebody who is powerful, that's a come. If you don't succumb, you will not get these benefits. You know, say, what can I do? Okay, come and do it. The person has exploited you because you consented, right? There is a consent anyway. You consented, but such consent, it was because you are vulnerable. You are looking for promotion in office, and your guy said, if you don't come, you will not be promoted. Yes, Oga, is that what it takes for my next promotion? Okay, come and do it. Come and have your way. So when the man had his way, the man has exploited you against your, how do I call it now, against your destiny. You feel bad. You'll be causing the man inside of you. Are we clear with that? Is those two?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
2 points
Yes,
are clear to you now?
Yes, sir.
So if you are going to the house of sexual exploitation, what is the fundamental bus stop you will pass through? Who will tell me?
Harassment.
Correct.
Harassment.
Harassment. Thank you, Temitayo. So basically, harassment is the first thing. So when the guys say, come, your husband, they enjoy you. Your husband, they enjoy you. That's harassment. That's what do you mean? Your boss say, madam, front and back. Hey, all set. Your husband, they enjoy you. Maybe only your husband will chop this thing. Oh. That is what? Harassment. If you now start saying, thank you. Smile, you are giving him extra power. That's okay, how far? What's in the happen? So by the time man says you, your husband, they enjoy it. Thank you very much. But my Mr. Duma, thank you for the compliment. However, I would like to keep our relationship professional. I don't like such comments. You tell him straight. But some ladies, when a man gives you such compliment, you be smiling. Don't smile. Be assertive. And that was what Natasha was doing to Fabio. Hey, our calls, we are not meeting people. Some people are disturbing my class. I don't like this one. I will remove you. My calls, you are not doing your job.
Use that thing.
Anybody that makes noise, remove the person.
That's when they work with journalists.
Who is this one? They're both. This is very distracting. If you make noise, I'll remove from the class so that people.
Please mute your microphones, please.
Anybody that is talking, just remove the person from the class and come back again, because this class is being recorded.
All right, sir.
Right. So are we clear with that too now? So we are having how many concepts? 4 concepts: sexual harassment, exploitation, abuse, and what? Abuse and what? Assault. 2 of them start with AA, abuse and assault. That's very trickish, but I will break it down for you. So when you talk about exploitation, there is the power asymmetrics. Somebody is powerful, somebody is powerless. Somebody now uses power to get what it wants. Lecturers in Lagos, movie industry, the Nollywood, sex for role. If you don't come and see me, I will not give you a role to perform in my movie. Look at Natasha. If somebody asks you, Akpabio is going to sexually exploit Natasha. So harassment is a prelude to exploitation. Natasha, you want to pass a bill for Ajaokuta? I'll take no problem. She has been raising up her hand. I want to move a bill. Akpabio will say, sit down, sit down. Because Akpabio has the power to recognize who speaks on the floor of National Assembly. Do you see the power now? If Akpabio didn't say, okay, you talk, nobody can talk. You raise your hand, Akpabio will say, you are not recognized. So that was the power Akpabio was using over Natasha. Natasha said, Mr. Speaker, must I sleep with you before you can pass a bill for Ajaokuta Power State Company? And that tells you something about Nigerian politicians. I need to tell this one for you to be very clear. These guys are seriously unserious. Ajaokuta Power Steel will help Nigeria develop. But for your personal interest, sexual interest, you are now stepping a woman down because of what? Of your personal interest. That tells you something about Nigerian politicians. And look at Akpabio at that age of 60. Do you want to count how many number of sex he has had all his life since age of 18? Maybe 1 million sex rounds. I don't know. You know? So do you know how many sex he has had all his life? And he's behaving like a boy who has never seen a woman in his life. That's his greediness. That's the stupidity of Nigerian politicians. All right, let's go ahead. Now, I've clarified that to you now. What is sexual abuse? And what is sexual assault? So 2 of them start with AA, assault and abuse. Sexual abuse is when you use somebody who has not attained the age of consent, minor. You give the girl chin-chin, you brought it to your room, she's okay, you brought her to your room. That is assault. That is what? Abuse. Are we clear that that's abuse? Because you're actually abusing the innocency of that girl. All right? Now, let's go to assault. Assault is when you actualize your sexual intention without the consent of the person. So basically, assault is a legal term. It's like you enter a territory without the permission to enter the territory. A woman's body is like a territory from head to toe. If you touch any part of it, you know there's always a trespassers. You are trespassing. That's actually what it means. You are trespassing. So this class, as I told you before, we have 2 modules. One is protection against PSEA, protection against sexual exploitation and abuse. Are we clear with that? And the second one, the second module is GBV in emergencies. Are we clear with that? Are we clear with that?
Yes, sir.
So I will
Yes,
tell
sir,
you
we
a
are.
story now. I will tell you a story, then you tell me how you handle this case. Then I will now go ahead. Okay, let's go. So let me give you a background. Do you know what's called PSEA? PSEA came in United Nations. In 2002, the UN discovered that most of the NGO staff, they are sexually doing, look at it, they are sexually doing two things. They are sexually exploiting the people they were meant to protect and provide for. Number two, they were sexually abusing the communities where they work. So they're now using sex for aid. Imagine in an IDP camp, somebody working with NGO will now say, come here, give me your daughter so that I can give you 2 rations of food. So it was a mess. The United Nations organization now came together and said, well, going forward, let's put a policy in place so that NGO workers, they will desist from perpetuating sexual exploitation and abuse. So the policy they came up with, it is now called PSEA. Are we clear with that? Let me tell you a story. Dr. Nu, I share his video on the group. So today, every NGO who is collecting money from United Nations, they must put a policy in place called PSEA policy. That policy is to say that in case you sexually abuse a girl or exploit anybody, automatically, we call it zero tolerance to sexual abuse and exploitation. So in case you do that, the verdict is that you'll be sacked. They will sack you. There is no doubt about that. There is nothing like, once they can confirm that you are exploiting the vulnerable people in your community, the verdict is what? Sack. So United Nations now came with a policy. Assuming somebody commit this crime, what do we do? The verdict is he must be sacked. Now let me come back to the story of this Dr. No you see in the group. Dr. No applied for a local NGO in Yobe State as a clinical officer. He's a medical doctor with Yobe State government. When he applied for the job, they didn't give him the job. Why? He didn't have a certification in GBV. And let me confess to you, it was because of him we now created a full module on PSEA. He now applied for this course. After the course, we issue him certificates. He now chatted the HR. Okay, now I got a certification in gender-based violence. Can I say apply for the role? He said yes. He now applied. They now gave him the job. That job is about 620,000 naira. He actually resigned from Yobe State Ministry of Health. And I said, you resigned from Yobe State Ministry of Health, a pensionable job for NGO, which is basically contract. He now said to me that MSF is planning to give him another contract. Now, the question is that every international organization, every local NGO must have a policy they call PSEA. Are we clear with that? Protection against sexual exploitation and abuse. I've told you, exploitation is when you use your power to get what you want. Somebody is disturbing the class again. And abuse is when you use that power against the minor. Okay, now, let's go ahead. One of the components of that policy is that if you see something, say something. That's one of the policies. If you see something, say something. If you know a staff who is messing up with the girls around, you have a duty to report the person to the management, to the HR. So there is a case, I think it was in Bauchi, a man working with an NGO who was just disvirgin girls, sleeping with them up and down. Then a lady in that NGO now said, this guy is just spoiling this girl's life. He just went to report the man that Mr. So and so, she's actually sexually abusing and exploiting people here. If you are in that lady's position, What would you have done differently, or would you have done the same thing? So I need your response. All right, I need your response.
Well, if I'm in that lady's shoe, I think I will do the same thing. I will take up the case. At least I will report it, because there's no how I'll have knowledge of
Hey,
GBV and then
madam,
see this type of things happening. It's not right. It's not right at all.
Wait, madam, somebody is starting the class. Our hosts are not doing your job. Buba, your mic is unmuted. I don't like this. I told you when we started, always keep your mic muted. Okay, Madam Dada, please go ahead. Tell us about yourself, where you're joining us from, then make your point.
Okay, my name is Dada. I'm joining you from Jos. I'm a community pharmacist.
Okay, continue.
Okay, so I said if I were to be in her shoes, I will report also, because he's endangering the lives of women, girls, and it's not proper. He's assaulting them. Some of the girls may not know the effect of this thing, what it's going to bring. Maybe they wanted temporary solution, or they just wanted food on their table or something, but at the long run, he's endangering their lives with maybe long-term sicknesses or diseases, STIs, a lot of things. So even apart from that, I will report if I were in her shoes.
Okay, I just removed Buba now. I just removed Buba from this call. I've been warning him so far. I just remove him again. If anybody makes noise, I will just remove you. Don't make noise, because this class is being recorded for those who are not here. There are some busy professionals who are not here. Check your mic, make sure that it is muted. Okay, madam, you said that you will report, Madam Dada, you said you will report as the lady did. Who has other opinion? What will you do?
Okay, here is Eukarya.
Can you speak up louder a bit? Yeah, what will you do?
Okay, my name is Eukarya.
All right.
Okay, my own opinion is this. I will actually report the person. But before I do that, I will make sure I have enough proof for that. Because when it comes to sexual exploitation, most time people don't believe without proof. So I will get a proof before I make any other move.
Okay, thank you very much. Who wants to say, so two of you said you are going to report as she did. I told you one of the fundamental principles of PSEA is that if you see something, says don't admit Buba, my co-host, don't admit him. Just let him stay there. You know, in a physical class, when somebody disturbing you, you say go and stand behind the class. Let him stand there. Okay, let's go ahead. Now, who wants to say something else apart from this? So what could you have done differently? Nobody? Okay, thank you very much for your contributions. But let me now disabuse your mind. So this lady, let me finish the story for you. This lady, somebody's mic is unmuted again. Check very well. Make sure your mic is muted. This class is being recorded for some people who are busy. They just want to understand what's going on here. So make sure that your mic is fully muted. This lady reported this man. When he reported him, they called the man. There was evidence, and they summoned the man. What happened? They sacked this man. They sacked him. After they sacked him, you know what he did? He retaliated. In his retaliation, he saw the girl in the community. He was driving, and he drove and crushed this girl. As I speak to you now, this girl that went to report, he's living on a wheelchair. She cannot walk with her 2 legs again for the rest of her life. She was not married as at the time when she reported. Now, that was the case. So the NGO, they provided us something, maybe financial support, treatment. But as I speak to you now, the girl is living on wheelchair. Now, I told you when you joined this class, I said to you that in this class, our content is structured around 3 things: artificial intelligence, emotional intelligence, and problem solving. Here, the lady didn't use emotional intelligence. And two of you said you will do the same thing. You are not using emotional intelligence. You are not using it at all. Yeah, it's crazy and insane. It's wicked. The man should go for it. The man has done his worst now, but the girl didn't use her own emotional intelligence or African traditional intelligence. In African society, before the white man came, we have our leaders, community rulers, religious leaders. This lady could have reported this man to his pastor or imam, to his landlord. She could have done those options. But she just say, if you see something, say something. Now listen and listen good, ladies and gentlemen. As a GBV specialist, don't absorb Eurocentric approach. Use your African intelligence to operate. The PSEA say, if you see something, say something. Say something with what? Intelligence. That's my message to you. So the woman, somebody said something here that I will have called the man and talked to him. That is the African solution for Africa's problem. You call the man, you say, hello, Mr. James, I've been noticing that you have been going with many girls. Why don't you pick one of them and marry and settle down? When you settle down, you can plan your life. You will save your finances, you build house, you live healthy life for your family. You talk to him and connect to him emotionally. Do you see? Another thing, go and report him to his pastor or imam. Our religious leaders, they have power to influence our decisions and actions. That's African solution. So don't just say, HR, I know this man is doing sexual exploitation, and say, if you see something, say something. Our message here in Afrocentric is that if you see something, say something with emotional intelligence, with African mindset. So what's the African mindset? Report him to his landlord. If you tell the landlord, maybe the landlord has fine girls, daughters. The landlord will say, this man, if care is not taken, he can impregnate all my 2 daughters. They will take action against him. So this lady, boy can buy the pastor. Oh, no, wait. Okay, let me explain to her. Faith is saying buying the pastor. It's not. Let me explain to you. When you report him to pastor, the pastor will call him and sermonize him. That's what the pastor does. They will sermonize him. They will preach to him and let him come to his senses that before they born you, people have been having sex. When you die, people are still going to have sex. So what is it in this sex? They will sermonize him. They will open some biblical passages, Quranic passages to talk to him. So what is your problem? If you have high libido, they will educate him. It's about education. So for him, spoiling girls' life is a fun. They will tell him that is not fun. It's not fun. They will educate him. So he cannot buy. If the pastor, I will say, okay, when you say bribe the pastor, if you now give the pastor money, say, pastor, if you see me next time, I'm messing up with a girl, don't talk. No. Thank you very much. And stop. Okay, if he doesn't now, I love this one. Will he listen? If he doesn't listen, let me tell you. So most of the time, if he doesn't listen, the pastor, let me tell you something. Your security is more important to my life. Not that I'm not a GBV specialist. I'll go and report. Don't report. Report with emotional intelligence. That's my point. Get it and get it right now. If he doesn't listen, you are not the savior of this world. There is the law of karma. You will catch up with him. I'll tell you another story. If he doesn't listen, are you the police officer? Are you the Nigerian problem for your head? Before they born you, there will be sexual GBV. When you die, there will still be GBV. So why you not say, I must make sure that this man is punished? What's the problem? Do your best and leave the rest. So in that case, what you will do is that you know you don't have the power. This man can retaliate. You report him to Imam. Imam will now conduct investigation. When they conduct investigation, they will call him. Then if they cannot control him, you have done your part and you have fulfilled your own, satisfy your own conscience. Say, well, I did my part. If the elders cannot talk to him, then who are you? So it's about power. Those who can influence him to change. If he hide my, okay, thank you very much. You say, under the PSEA, somebody who reported you, they will tell them. That's transparency. They call them whistleblower. They have to tell the man who reported him. And let me ask you a question. Everybody can mute now if you want to say. Let's assume that somebody reported this man and they hide the man's identity. Under Nigeria or African magic, African spirituality, can the man determine who reported him, yes or no? Open your mic and talk. If you go to meet Babalawo or Bulama and say, somebody reported in my office that I was messing up with girls and I want to know the name of the person, can the man get it, yes or no? Open your mic and tell me. Can the man get it?
Sir, it's possible.
Is it possible, yes or no? Just tell me.
Yes, it's possible.
Who's saying it's possible? Is it Uchera?
Eukarya, yes, it's me.
So you are now seeing the difference between a white man mentality and African mentality. For white man's word, once they hide your identity, a white man will not go and verify with Babalawo. But in African society, if somebody reported and they sack you, you say, I must know. Even in Africa, if a man dies, let me ask you a question. Do you know in Africa, if a man dies, they can call his spirit and ask who killed you? Do you know that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it happens.
Yes.
So do you now see the reason why you have to use your African sense to apply to Oyibo rules and regulations? Do you see it? Hello, I want you to talk. But there has to be private studies. So why by whoever reports me? Yeah, a bit of faith, you are not getting the points. But there has to be privacy. Okay, I'm saying that let's assume that your company, your NGO conceals your identity. Somebody is making noise again. Somebody is disturbing the class. Check your mic. Let's assume that that should be Adewi. Let's assume that they cover you. They did it as a whistleblower. They protect you. They didn't tell the man that you are the one that reported him. I'm asking you, under African spirituality, African magic, can the man discover that you are the one that reported? Yes or no? Answer the question.
Yes.
Then if it is yes, so if it is yes, why will you now use your African person? You now use Oyibo, say Oyibo is covering me. Don't use that, my sister, my brother. Are you clear? It's not the best solution. Are you clear with that? All right, let me tell you a story again. In Gombe State, there was an NGO. You know this NGO, what they do is that they are working against GBV. And this stupid man wants to sleep with two ladies, married women. You know what he did? He now organized a conference outside Gombe State for them. So in the night, he now knock on the door. One of them say, Alpha. He said, Oga, I'm married. I can't do this. Even if my husband doesn't know, there was a marital vows. I said, I will keep my body for my husband. I can't do this. He went to the second woman again. Harassment. So at that point, if they suppose they gave in, that become what? Exploitation, because the man is the owner of the NGO by himself. He funded his NGO and he got international funding to work against GBV. So these two ladies, the man wasted his money, carried them to maybe Abuja. Thank you, Elechi. So self-protection is the first principle. Self-protection while discharging your duty. So use your emotional intelligence. So a white man that give you PSEA, they don't understand our African context. They don't understand African spirituality. They don't understand magic. That in Africa, a judge will enter court, say, God, the judge will not be sleeping and say, you, offender, you are not offending anything. I set you free. Because juju is working on the judge. So, but white man doesn't understand that. But under their own condition, they don't understand magic. So let me continue with my story. So this man took the two ladies to outside Gombe. So when they returned to Gombe State, one of the ladies now went to her husband. Funny enough, the woman recorded the conversation, dirty conversation the man was having with her. Say, my husband, I traveled to Abuja. Do you know what? Our founder, my employer was harassing me. He wants to sleep with me. Husband asked him, what is the evidence? The woman now played the audio. Say, listen, this is the audio. You know what the husband did? The husband now said, okay, don't worry. Let me talk to this man, man to man. The man now went to the owner of the NGO house and said, Oga, good afternoon. Thank you very much for giving my wife work. I really appreciate your support for our family. Thank you very much. So when the man now made the conversation like that, when he finished, he now said, Oga, my wife said, when you travel to Abuja, you were harassing her. Sir, I really appreciate you for giving my wife work. Please, just let her be. Oga, you two you are married. Wait in their body, wait in your wife's body. Please leave my wife. You know, that's emotional intelligence. Evidence was there. Second week, what the man did, the man sacked two of them. He sacked the woman. One of them is the accountant. He said, hey, my staff, we don't have funding again. I have to sack you. He sacked two of them. And you know, in NGO, the money you are going to spend for 2 years, they will send to your account. So accountant knows that this man has money. He sacked two of them. When he sacked them, what they should have done, they should go and report because they have evidence. I tell you today, the woman, the two women who were harassed, they never reported him. The husband, he never reported him. Say, well, it has come, it has gone. At least it was an harassment. It was not what? Exploitation, it was not assault. He has not been able to achieve his intention. So let's leave him to God. That's how. Now, assuming that these two ladies, they went to report to the funders, the donors, who are sending money from overseas to finance this man. What will happen? They will shut down his NGO. All the staff who are working there, all of them will be sacked. So think of it that way. Because the man was harassing you and you had evidence against him, you reported it to his donor. His donor now got to know, they stopped funding him. When they stop funding him, what happened? The NGO will come crashing. So every person who are eating under that NGO, all their job stopped. So ladies and gentlemen, you cannot personalize and blacklist is and blacklist, yes. So if the blacklist is NGO, that will not stop the man from harassing again because it is in his mind. Thank you very much. Maybe they are not. Who said they are not? Dorcas, what do you mean by this? What do you mean by they are not climate? Dorcas, can you tell us about that? Dorcas, on mute. What do you mean by they are not clear-minded? Hello? Dorcas, this is an interactive class. What do you mean by they are not clear-minded? You are in a busy place. Okay, type what you mean by that. These people use what we call emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? Your brain tells you that this is the right thing to do. When somebody is abusing people and exploiting them, the right thing to do logically is to report them. That's intelligence. When you put emotion into it, it now says that not everything you see that you say. Must you say everything you see? That's emotional intelligence. You know a stupid man. Will you say a stupid man, you are stupid? You don't say that. Use emotional intelligence. And if you truly believe in God, God will catch up with him. Don't worry. There's a law of karma. All over the world, there's a law of karma. It's about what to sow, is what to reap. If he doesn't reap it in this world, he will reap it in the world after. His children, his generation will reap it. So why must you now say, I'm the GBV specialist? I will make sure you are punished. My sister, my brother, maybe so I teach you for here. Use your emotional intelligence and using African solution for Africa. When and how to say what to say. But thank you very much. Oh my God, you are just there. So even it matters. It's about timing, when and how. and what to say. Must you say everything? That's the first thing. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I've done the tutorial for you. So let me quickly share my screen. I'm coming, let me share my screen now. So I want to read. That's how silent. Okay, somebody say, okay, okay, thank you, Elechi. Excellent. Somebody said that is how silent is the best answer for a full orange originally. These words, the word before you were born, wala day. When you die, wala go still day. So why must you now say all the wala waiting for this word? You have to. Are you Jesus Christ? Jesus Christ cannot solve the problem of this world. He did his best and left. Our prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he came to this world, he did his best and left. So do your best and leave the rest. Okay, thank you. All right, so let's go more academic now. Let's go more academic. I'm going to show you some places we are going to read. So we need some readers now. Okay, good. So basically, the time we are using here is basically harassment. Okay. Let me see now. Can you see my screen?
No, sir.
You cannot see my screen.
No.
I'm sharing my screen.
No, I'm meeting.
Okay, wait, I'm coming. I thought I'm sharing my screen. Okay, I'm not sharing my screen. Okay, sorry. I'll share my screen now. So someone read for us. I just want to be very clear about these definitions. Very important. So what are you seeing in this picture? Can you see this picture? What is this?
Yes, sir.
What is this picture telling you? Harassment, abuse, assault. What is this telling you?
Harassment.
This one. Wait, look at this picture now. As a GBV expert, look at where he's holding the bill. What is this one?
Harassment.
Just explain it. Wait, relax. Unmute and speak. I want to speak confidently. You know, that's an expert. Then you give me the reason why whatever you say, you justify it. I said this because of this. Oh, yeah, go ahead. What does this mean?
All right, go. There is harassment.
Wait. Tell us about yourself, your name, and go ahead and make your points. All right, go ahead.
Am I the member from Gombe State? I'm the journalist. I see this as a case of harassment because harassment involves unwelcome sexual advances or requests for sexual favors, and that involves unwanted touches or suggestive comments. So this is a case of unwanted touches and it's tantamount to sexual harassment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, journalist. Let's someone to read for us now. Read.
Okay, I read.
Yes.
Though it is painful to admit, sexual misconduct is still prevalent in our world today. Despite our resources, education, and awareness, sexual crimes continue to occur on a daily basis. This is disheartening and frustrating, to say the least. Most people understand that sexual violence and harassment are not acceptable behaviors in the workplace, the home, or society at large. Unfortunately, this awareness isn't always enough. Sometimes of misconduct inadvertently. Hope I'm not fast. While other times, the perpetrator willingly chooses to harm someone else for their own satisfaction or personal gain.
Please, I'll give you. I have to go and give.
Hello.
He's making noise again. I'll remove from this class. Continue.
Thank you, sir. It's important for individuals of all genders, ages, sexual orientations, cultures, and backgrounds to understand the types of sexual misconduct that occur. When we understand, we can help to make sure that these acts don't happen to others or ourselves. Being educated empowers us to put an end to sexual harassment, assault, and abuse. Then the first heading there, sexual harassment. Sexual harassment is a broad term, and many situations fit under this umbrella. Many people associate sexual harassment with the workplace. This is logical because workplace sexual harassment happens to about 81% of women in their lifetime. Sexual harassment includes any unwanted sexual advances, comments, jokes, touches, etc. Usually, sexual harassment happens in a professional setting such as a workplace or school, where there are often additional standards and policies to discourage this behavior alongside the relevant laws. Many people are familiar with quid pro quo sexual harassment, where a person in a position of authority solicits sexual behavior from someone who does not have as much power. This is usually in exchange for a favor, such as a promotion, pay rise, etc.
Okay, wait, before you go ahead, let's digest this one, keywords. So what's the keyword here? Do you see the quid pro quo here? Quid pro quo. It means that transaction. We can call that one. Sometimes harassment can come as transactional sex. It's very hard to define. So what Akpabio was trading with Natasha was basically quid pro quo. You want to move a motion for Ajaokuta? Come and sleep with me. Then I'll give you the chance. That's it. Give and take. That's a quid pro quo. So you want to pass my course? No problem. You will pass. You want a distinction? You will pass. Just come and see my hotel room. That's it. That's harassment. They are trading something for you to give it. That's what harassment. So, and I basically, and one of the points I want to keep in mind is that, look at it. It happens to 81% of women, 81% in their lifetimes. It's just there like that. All right. So you've gotten harassment, okay? Jokes, comments. So basically, you look at it now, touches. Let's go now. So look at this one now. This is a classical case of harassment. So now, was touching appropriately. And sometimes, sometimes you want to take a good picture with some ladies. The guy will just grab another person's wife from the back. And so women has electric shock in their body. You just say, let's take a good picture. You just touch her like this, her body will shake. That's harassment. But you as a man, you don't have such negative intention. Okay, let's take a good picture. Everybody come together. And instead of you to maintain your hand by your side, you just say, don't put your hand behind her. Once you touch her back like this now, she will just charge. That's harassment. So that's inappropriate touching. So this is an example of inappropriate touching you are seeing there. Okay, let's now look at assault now. Let's go to assault.
All right, sexual assault. Sexual assault is a much more specific term than sexual harassment. While harassment can encompass verbal actions, sexual assault is specific to physical acts. Unwanted touching, kissing, and groping are all types. This category also includes situations in which a victim is forced to touch an abuser sexually. Rape is a type of sexual assault. In these instances, an abuser forces a victim to have sex or perform or receive sexual acts despite the victim not consenting, meaning they have not freely agreed to participate in the act. If a victim is unsure, asleep, under the influence, or coerced, they cannot consent. Any sexual act that occurs under circumstances is considered sexual assault.
All right, thank you. Now, let me now tell you, all these terms are legal terms. So what you define here, Michael, as sexual assault, as sexual harassment, can also be defined as what? Sexual assault. Are we clear? Hello?
Yes,
yes sir.
Not clear. Not clear. Are the term interchangeable?
Okay, now listen up everybody. Listen up everybody. What you are doing here, look at the website here. Let me open up for you. Look at it. Do you see this one? What do you see here?
Sexual harassment versus sexual assault versus
wait. I want somebody else
different.
to wait. Thank you very much, Micah. I want that to read for us. Now, what I'm saying is that all these terms are legal terms. And there is a definition. You have to stick to a definition. You have to be very clear. even some legal practitioners, they go ahead, because when you do your definition, the punishment for harassment is lesser than sexual assault. All right? So in the case of Natasha and Akpabio, all right, it's basically harassment. So the punishment for harassment is not as grievous as punishment for assault. It now depends on your lawyer, how they can argue it. So this woman, she can call this one harassment, or she can call it what? Assault. Are we clear with that? Are we clear with
Yes,
that?
sir.
So the point
Very
is that
clear, sir.
as a professional, you don't need to memorize it. Just understand conceptual differences between the two of them. Okay, Azon? No. Who said interchangeable? No, it is not interchangeable. That's what I'm telling you. Get clear now. Musa is asking the question now. Thank you. This class is very interesting. He said, can harassment occur unintentionally? I will answer that question. It's possible. Let's say again, somebody dropped a comment. Somebody said, let me say another one. Let's say that comment. Somebody says, trade by barter or scratch my back. Okay, that's it. Okay. Now, let me see now. Please, as you are taking this course, sexual harassment and sexual assault are not interchangeable. Are we clear with that? Are we clear with that?
Okay,
They are
sir.
not interchangeable. Harassment is essentially non-touching. Let me use that one for you. Harassment is basically non-touching. This one, anything assault is what? Touch-based. So let me read for you now. I'm going to open another website for you. Look at it now. Let me read that for you so you can see this now. Then I'll open another website for you. Look at it now. I'll read for you now. Sexual assault is much more specific term than harassment. Look at it now. This is the keyword I want to keep here in mind. I'm going to highlight it for you. You can write it down. So look at the keyword here. Let me highlight it for you. This is the keyword here in assault. This is what differentiates assault from harassment. Listen, I'll read now. I'll read gently. While harassment, look at it now. Very, very clear. While harassment encompasses verbal action, look at the conceptual clarification. While harassment encompasses verbal words. Naomi, harassment encompasses what?
Verbal action.
Action.
Sexual assault is specific to what?
Physical act.
Okay, so now let's now scroll up now. Look up here. What is going on here? Is it harassment or assault?
It's assault. It's assault.
Excellent.
This is assault.
So don't memorize anything. Don't memorize. Don't memorize. Harassment is essentially talking. Alpha. Your husband they enjoy you. You get front and back. Oh, I saw you in my dream last night. If I met you before I met my wife, now you are going to marry you. It's harassment. You know, all these sugar daddy, that one is why I can't go marry like this? Oh, yeah. My baby sitting for this world. I can't go marry early. That's harassment. Yeah. The man has not touched you. The moment he puts his hand on you like this,
it turns to assault.
Assault. So that is why Natasha cannot file for assault. So in a law court, the punishment they will give Akpabio is lesser. They can say, apologize to Natasha. Look at the statement he said, you know I'm legally married, and you are telling me that I should come and spend weekend in your house in Calabar. That's harassment. I'm making me uncomfortable. That's harassment. It's essentially non-touching. Just say, what is harassment? Non-touching sexual violation. Are you clear with that? You say, what is assault? Touching. So somebody now say, can harassment come by unintentional? Well, do you know why? Let me ask a question. What arouses women sexually? Is it seeing or touching? What arouses women sexually?
Touching.
Now woman go talk. Now woman go talk. Now woman go talk. What arouses women sexually? Now woman will make it talk.
Picture and touching.
Touching.
What about?
Who is talking now? Talk.
Okay, this is that one.
My
Sir, is
question,
touching.
hello, wait, unmute your mic and speak. What arouses women sexually? Tell me.
Sir, is touching, sir.
Thank you. What arouses men sexually?
Sensual sight.
Huh?
Sight.
What? Now say it. I don't get you
What
clearly.
they see. Sight by sight. What they see.
So it now tells you that while women are wearing, show your bum bum, show your shape. You know that when the woman say, this babe get shape, oh, my hair.
But if the man is carried away.
So you know, so two of us, we are playing games. Look at this guy in this image. He knows that the weak point of ladies is touching. Once you touch women, like some women, hey, before you touch herself, she don't make for body. Just touch her like this. Hold that palm like some women. If you hold their palm like this, say, "How far now?" You know, say I've been toasting you for 5 months. You know, green. What did they do you now? I will take care of you. You are holding her hand. You are already transmitting current to her body. That is why Muslim women, they will not shake you, but here in Lagos, you can shake a woman. They will not allow you to shake a Muslim woman anyway. So because you can transmit your emotions to a woman by shaking her with her. So basically, what is going on here? Do we all agree that this is assault? Is it clear to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
this is pure assault.
Okay, thank you very much. So I need to, but mind you, lawyers, they can argue for anything. Look at it now. It now defines it. While harassment, verbal action, just say harassment is by mouth, just trying to, you are talking to the woman, say, if I never see you. Then this one now say unwanted touching, kissing, grouping. So somebody say, it can happen by unintentionally. Well, we guys, our minds are very dirty. You say, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. But it is intentional. Only God knows how of man. So unwanted touching, look at it. That's the first thing now. Look at it. It didn't say holding, it said touching, grouping, all types of words, sexual assault. This category include what? So are we clear with that? Let's now go to the next one, abuse. So this abuse now, it now says basically abuse is, let a woman read this for us now. Read it for us, abuse. What is abuse?
Sexual abuse is a term most often used to describe sexual assault perpetrated against children until an individual turns 16 or 18, depending on the state. They cannot legally consent to sexual activities. If a sexual activity occurs with a child who has not reached the age of consent, it considers sexual abuse. The specific of sexual abuse cases can vary greatly, from rape to forcing a child to look at pornography photos. Any type of sexual activity with a child is a criminal offense and carries serious consequences. It is important to remember that people can be abused sexually without being a child. Many adults suffer ongoing abuse of a sexual nature. However, the term sexual abuse applies mainly to children when encountered in a legal setting.
Okay.
What can I do if I experience sexual misconduct?
Don't worry. It's okay. Let me explain to you. So basically, I don't want you to memorize anything. It means that if you finish this course today, you get the job next week. You don't say, let me go and check my handout. All of you who are going to pay for certification, you are going to receive handouts, lecture notes for these classes, and the slides. You are going to receive them. Because at this time, we are having this class now. The AI is generating the lecture notes. We are going to give you. And those who just want to get the knowledge can go away without having this backup information. Right. Let me see content here. Can assault. Okay, somebody says harassment can carry to correct. Oh, nice thinking. Uchara. I see. You see now. So what Uchara said is that he said harassment can graduate to assault. Of course. So it means that I love this class. You guys are very, very intelligent. So you see that harassment causes maybe you find your husband you enjoy. The next thing, you touch your bum. You become what? Assault. Do you see now? And I told you again that harassment is the first stage you get before you get to what? What's it called? Exploitation. So harassment is actually the first stage. So if you have to put a graph, harassment is the first level of sexually, of actually implement your sexual agenda against anybody. Somebody say, can assault harassment? Of course, it can take place when you grab somebody from the back. Harassment is when harassment has to do, okay, what is harassment? Verbal abuse. You are just telling them, oh, I like you. You are telling somebody, unwilling person who you are not ready to go out with. That's harassment, making you comfortable. That's it. So now, what's that? What am I showing now? Can you see my screen? I'm sure on that screen. I hope I'm showing the correct screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, you can see.
Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to show you that in anyway. So if you have these clarifications anyway. Okay, so now let me now go ahead. You recollect that. So sexual abuse is basically for what? Minors. Are we clear? That's what I want to clear in mind. But it now says, however, it is important to remember that abuse somebody basically is what we use for younger. So this early marriage of a thing, where can we put early marriage? Sexual abuse, sexual exploitation, or sexual harassment? Where can we put early marriage?
Sexual abuse.
Hello? Who is talking?
It's Dorcas. I said early child marriage, I think, should be put under child abuse. I don't know.
Yes, you are right. Yeah, sexual abuse. Thank you very much. So basically, sexual abuse is used for what's it called? Young people who do not have what's it called? Who do not have rights to determine what they want to do. That's it. All right, thank you. So I'm going to show you. Let me stop sharing now. I'm coming. Give me some moments. I'm coming. I also, once you have all this understanding, you know, the reason why we are going all this extra mile is that when you speak somewhere outside, they see you as an expert and say, please, I want to go to where you learn all these things. It can be a testimony. I want to go where you learn your stuff. So I'm going to share with you another page. Wait, I'm coming. So here. So when you are talking, someone will ask you, are you a lawyer? I say, I'm not a lawyer. I only took a course on GBV and trash all these legal terms. Right. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, it's started.
It's loading. It's loading.
Is what?
It's loading.
Can you see my screen? What can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
What can you see?
Yes, sir.
What is the difference between sexual assault and sexual
Okay, Ida, read for us. Ida. Thank you.
What is the difference between sexual assault and sexual abuse?
Okay, don't worry. Let me scroll down. I just want to normally when we are in university, this is what we do. We read many textbooks for the same topic. Right. So that's what I'm trying to show you. All right, read now. Read, please. Okay, somebody else can take over.
Sexual assault and sexual abuse are complex and sensitive topics that affect countless individuals worldwide. It's crucial to clearly understand the legal and practical distinctions between these implications and require distinct approaches in support, reporting, and legal recourse. Florida personal injury lawyers to survivors of these traumatic experiences. In this article, we will delve into.
Don't worry. Let me scroll down. Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, sir.
Let me just scroll down. You can't read this one for us. Read the definition. I want to compare this definition with the last one I gave you. Both of them are legal law firms. I read now. Read.
What is sexual assault? Sexual is a that involves. Okay, sexual assault is a criminal behavior. This can include unwanted touching, fondling, rape, or attempted rape. Sexual assault is considered a serious crime in most jurisdictions and is punishable by law. The key element in defining sexual assault is the lack of consent from the victim.
So now let me make that one clear. No, let me explain. If you touch my body without my permission, it's assault. Are we clear? You are trespassing. That's assault. If you touch my body without my permission, then want to take a group picture, you hold my back. That's assault. Are we clear? It's not harassment. Right. Okay, let's now go to abuse. May I look at abuse?
Shall I read?
Read, please. Read, please. Then we go. We leave this one. I go to the material. I want to go ahead.
Okay. Sexual abuse, on the other hand, is a broader term that encompasses any sexual activities with a minor or a person who is unable to give consent due to age, disability, or other factors. This can include sexual contacts, exploitation, or exposure, and is considered a form of child abuse or abuse of vulnerable adults. Sexual abuse can occur in a variety of settings, including within families, institutions, or by individuals in positions of power or authority. The primary legal distinction between sexual assault and sexual abuse is the age and capacity of the victim. Sexual assault involves non-consensual acts with an adult, while sexual abuse involves acts with a minor or someone who cannot legally consent.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's look at this scenario, then we leave this. Now go ahead. Pause. Read for us.
Okay, standard real-world scenarios of sexual assault and sexual abuse. Here are some real-world scenarios that demonstrate both sexual assault and abuse. Sexual assault scenarios. 1. A stranger sexually assaults a person in a public place, such as a park or alleyway. An acquaintances, such as a co-worker or classmate at a social gathering, sexually assaults a person. A person who is sexually assaulted by a romantic partner or spouse in a private setting. A family member, such as a parent, grandparent, or sibling, sexually abuse a child. A caregiver or staff member sexually abuses a vulnerable adult with a disability at a healthcare facility. An authority figure, such as a teacher, coach, or clergy member, sexually exploit a minor. It's important to note that these scenarios are not exhaustive, and sexual assault and abuse can occur in a wide range of situations and settings.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. So we have done that already now. So I think, I've explained the four for you now: sexual exploitation, abuse, and what's it called? Exploitation, assault, and abuse, right? So my job is partially done. So I will just walk you through the handout I have. So when you graduate, you get the full handout. Now, having said that, I've said that before to you that many organizations, United Nations organizations, they realize that some of their staffs, they are sexually abusing girls in their host communities. They're actually perpetrating abuses against the minor. So when you hear PSEA, Protection Against Sexual Abuse and Sexual Exploitation and Abuse. It means that exploitation there means that it can be adults. They will say, come here, if you date me, I will give you money. If you date me, I will give you some of the resources we are meant to share for you. So that is what's happening. So I'm looking for my slide. Give me some moments, I'm coming. So if you have any question, you can ask before I go to the next slide. All right. So that's what they do. So the policy in place, your hello, yes, you can ask me a question, then let's go ahead. Hello? Nobody has
from one looker, one Mr. Luca Elisha Dauda. There's a question on the chat.
Read it for us, read it, please. Read it, please.
He said from the aforementioned submissions about the distinction between harassment and assault, can it be said that most women are harassing men physically by the way they dress, since men are moved or aroused by what they see, unlike women who are aroused by touches?
Hey, you don't come again, no. This guy don't come, oh, don't come. You don't come, oh. You don't come. Oh. Who talk that was there? Who talk out? It's true.
Mr. Luca.
Okay, let me give my personal example. It is true. When I started teaching, I first went to NCE. I went to NCE, College of Education. I studied education and political science. And I went to university to read adult education. When I started as a teacher, I was around 20-something years at that time. Then the principal now said in Lagos, now said, Mr. Ajao, you are so young to these small girls. Want to be messing up with them? I said, I lie, I won't do that. So one day I entered class, one girl was sitting in front of me. She just opened her pants. I was seeing the color of her pants. And do you know, I gained erection. So I have to face the board. So I was
carried away.
Honestly, I'm confessing to you now, I was 21. I gained erection inside the class. So you know what I did? I just faced the board. I cannot face the class again. I'm not told. I said, so I now use side. I said, hey, stand up there, stand up. Because she opened her something like this, arena. So as I was explaining, I would cry my eyes, I would come back. I said, yeah, it's your harassment. And I said, what can I do? I just faced the board. I said, stand up. So when she stood up, I said, remain standing. So something now came down. So we are humans. We are moved by that. So you are right. You are right. I look for that anyway. So since that time,
you say something came down.
Yeah.
You said there's something came down.
Election. There was no stimulator again now. That was what's gingering me now, because I was moved by sight. You know, I was just 21 years old guy that time. I don't have a girlfriend. So, and I was in the class. There are 17, 16 students, and I was 21. So, and the principal also said that, you this young man, who to be messing up. So I decided not to, but the woman has actually put me in a position that I cannot even date those girls. So, but this one, I confess to you, but that's my human. We are humans, all right? We have veins in our body. And let me now tell you, now let's face the facts. You know, one of the senators said that Natasha dresses seductively. Do you know that? Natasha, she said she wears transparent dresses. When Natasha was used National Assembly that day, she was kissing her husband tongue to tongue like this. Did you see the video?
Yes, I saw it.
So you are watching a senator kissing tongue to tongue, and you are saying the man should not move. Are you an impotent? You can move now. Let me give you a story. There was a reverend father in Lagos here. He was conducting marriage communion for two guys, a man and a woman. Reverend father, they don't have wife. So the lady was wearing something like this. All the front packages was coming out. Reverend father was praying, but the man cannot contain it again. Now say, can somebody give this wife something to cover the cleavages? They have to bring scarf because the Reverend father cannot think straight again. So that's a challenge. So everybody have their own. So basically, I agree with you, but you cannot go and say in court that this girl is harassing you. So if she's putting a freight in your phone, what do? Close your eyes and walk away. Walk away. You know, the Bible actually says that if you look at a woman 2 times, you have committed fornication. Do you know that? That's what the Bible says. So if you look a woman 2 times, a woman walk past you, you now look at her, she get back home, you have committed fornication already. That's according to the Bible. Because in your mind, you are already imagining it because you've seen it. So basically, but we guys, we know how we do it now. We just close our eyes. Great. I don't want to see you here. All right, let's go ahead. So now I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to work very quickly.
I have a question.
What do you have? Okay, from so
I have a question, sir.
Okay, go ahead. Let's take your question before I go ahead.
My question is, since we know as men that we are always moved by sight, what if we see women who are improperly dressed and we chastise them? Is it wrong?
You said what? I didn't get your question clearly.
And now men, we move by what we see. Move by sight. Isn't it? Are we there?
Yes.
Men are moved
by sight.
By what they see.
Yes.
Yes. So if, for instance, I see a woman who is improperly dressed, can I talk to her? Can I chastise her?
Are you wait, why are you talking like this? Are you a police officer? Police want to talk there.
I am not. I am a teacher.
Wait.
I'm a class teacher.
Wait, don't worry.
The use of the word chastise, I think that's the wrong word to use.
Hello, listen up. We still have a lot of things to cover here. Listen, let me be very clear with you guys. This is a professional class, it's a corporate training, I told you. Now, we are very serious. This is about life and death. So people have died. Many ladies have died. Many guys have died. All right. In God, in infinite, I've just told you something about Holy Bible now. If you watch a woman 2 times, you have committed fornication already. If a woman passes you, you look at for the 2nd time, you have committed it. If a man dressed seductively, what do? Close your eyes and walk away. I told you my personal experience as a teenager, as 21-year-old teacher. What did I do? I commanded
I walk away.
If a lecturer, a woman came to your office and dressed seductively, say, please go back out of my office. We still have that power. We're not as powerless as you think. Unless you want to form excuse. So the point is that unless you have intention of committing the act, you cannot say because a woman dressed. Do you know that? Let me ask you a question now. A woman can naked herself in your presence and you might not gain erection. Do you know that? Do you know that?
Mindset.
It's a mind conditioning. Say no, and that's what happened to Joseph in the Bible. All right. So you can say, I'm not going to do this. It's a mind condition. It's just, and that's why we are doing this awareness. It's not like, oh, I gain erection. Erection with that direction will lead you to detention. If you gain erection with that direction, you go to detention now, they put you in jail. You have to put erection, discipline. Thank you very much, Abutu. That's the you have to be disciplined. And that's what we have. We call it self-discipline. So and that's actually what's affecting Akpabio. We know Natasha, the way she dresses, every time she be carrying a scarf like this. If you want to tie it over, tight it. But every time she do like this. Is making some women then say, this babe fine. If you want to tie one time. Detention. So let's go ahead and don't worry. So let us argue. I have a lot of things to cover now because your final exam, your exam is already set, and I want to be fair to you. Philip, you have a question? Philip, you have a question?
So I have an input on. I have an.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I want to bring up a scenario, or rather something I saw online, whereby a group of young men were sitting down and a lady was passing by and her dressing was indecent. And in an effort to talk to the lady was actually misbehaving. And the young men thought they were doing right by confronting the lady. They end up tearing her and rendering the lady naked. In that case, you find out that while they were trying to make things right, they ended up, for me, assaulting the lady. So in as much as we want to do the right thing and we want to speak to people who have dressed indecently and we think that it is not proper, we should be careful so that we don't end up ourselves abusing or assaulting such an individual. If not, we'll also be criminals attached to this particular case we are trying to prevent. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. You made my day. You made my day. I love you for what you said. So and let me tell you something. What you call indecent dressing is context specific. If you are in Lagos here, ladies will go out without pants. You see their bum shaking. But in the north, people will say, indecent. But here, we are used to it now. Sometimes we get desensitized. In my office, a lady will just wear skimpy dress. So we don't even get moved again. But if somebody comes for because it depends. Then overseas, okay, in Anambra State, let me show you something now. The police is arresting girls for not wearing any pants. Before they wear G-string, they don't wear anything again. And if you don't wear pants, it means that your bum will be shaking like this, enticing men. So the governor of Anambra State now said, anybody that goes out without wearing pants will be arrested. Let me show you. Anambra to arrest people to wear pants. Let me show you now. Anambra State. Anambra. to arrest ladies who don't wear pants. Ladies for not wearing pants. So because we are humans, that's our weak point. To arrest ladies who don't wear pants. Okay, do you see now? Do what I'm saying now? The Igbo girls in Lagos here, you see their nipples like this. Their nipples will be pointing like this into your eyes. You say, don't you have a husband at home? Married women. Let somebody read for us. Let somebody read for us. Let somebody read. A lady should read for us now. Look at the date. What date is this one? What date? A lady, read for us, please.
18 February.
Okay, this one say no plan. Okay, don't read it anyway. Don't read it. That was what we had. Okay, no plans to arrest lady without bras and pants. Okay, they are read now. They deny it. Okay, look at this now. Read, please.
Anambra State government has denied claims that its security outfit is planning to arrest ladies without bra or pants. In a statement issued on Monday, Christian Abureme, the press secretary to Governor Chukwuma Soludo, dismissed the report as false and malicious. The government clarified that the claims, which suggested an arrest campaign against girls walking without bras and pants, were untrue and misleading. The statement reads, the attention of the Anambra State government has been drawn to a malicious and entirely false information circulating on social media platforms, claiming that Anambra State government begins arrest of girls who walk around without bras and pants before they start walking naked. We wish to categorically state this information is not only false, but also mischievous and calculated to mislead the public and paint the state government in a bad light. The Anambra State government, under the leadership of Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo, CFR, remains committed to protecting the fundamental human rights and dignity of all citizens.
Thank you very much. So let me summarize. You know what is going on here? If a lady dressed naked, it is not your duty to correct her. Let me put that one very clear to you. Someone say, because she's provoking me to have an erection. If you have an erection in that direction, you go to detention. So here in Anambra State, those Igbo girls, I'm sorry, some Igbos in this class, the way they dress, intentionally, they will not wear bra, and their nipples will be showing like this. They will not even wear G-string, and their bum will be shaking. So some guys were moved to assault there. It's very common, even in Lagos here. But here in Lagos, we just look at them and say, this girl, she's a hookup girl, or she's trying to advertise their markets. But in Anambra State, it will become so rampant. Now, so what you are seeing here is that by Anambra State denying this, is that they say fundamental human rights. A girl can say, if I wear bra, I'm going to have rashes. Maybe she's bossy, or she's have a small breast. I say, how much do I have? Say, why should I carry bra? She can have irritations. So that's a fundamental human right. She can say, I don't like to wear pants, because if I wear pants, my laps will be scratching each other. It's a choice. So we have to be very clear. So you guys in this class, when you see a girl that dressed half naked, it is not your duty to say, Madam, you are indecently dressed. Because as Philip said, in trying to correct her, you can end up actually harassing her or assaulting her. The story Philip told us, they started harassing her and they eventually assaulted. They tore her dress. Uchara, before you go ahead, are you a newscaster? Uchara.
I'm not, sir. I'm not a newscaster. I'm not.
Excellent. What do you do?
I'm a humanitarian worker, sir.
It's your talent. That's a very good one. So read for us now. So I don't need to go to these stories. When you graduate, you can have these documents. I just want to highlight. So anything here, the most important thing is that you understand it. So look at this one. Can you see? I told you what I told you before. Okay, read the history for us, Uchara. You be our newscaster for this class. Read it.
Okay. We wish to. Okay. From where I'm saying.
History of PSEA. I told you before when I started. Read it for history of PSEA.
I'm still checking. I can't see it, sir.
Can you see my
paper that is assisting?
Yes. Punch paper, sir.
Who can see my screen? What can you see on my screen?
The punch
paper. Yeah? Okay, it's here. History of PSEA.
Okay, I can see it now.
So, okay, read it for us. Read it.
Okay, history of PSEA. First allegation of CEA by humanitarian workers in 2002 in a study by UNHRCR and Save the Children.
Okay, wait. Wait. I told you before. Okay. Protection, every NGO from 2022, the first case was reported in 2002. This was the origin. So that means some staff of Save the Children and UNHCR, they were caught in sexual exploitation and abuse. These are, UNHCR is for UN, Save the Children is the international NGO. They were caught red-handed, perpetuating sexual exploitation and abuse. Okay, go ahead. So what's the next step?
Formation of PSEA into agency task force, established plan of action with 6 core principles later adopted by high level of UN meeting in 2006 in New York.
Go ahead.
For sexual exploitation and abuse, reaffirms the 6 core principles and the role of UN and implementing partners. In 2009, IASC provided more guidelines on elimination of PSEA and endorsed the 6 core principles.
Okay, Yeah, let's go again.
Okay, definitions. Sexual abuse means the actual or threatened physical intrusion of a sexual nature, whether by force or under unequal or coercive.
Okay, read this one for us. Are you there?
Yes, I'm there. I'm here.
Read our harassment. I just want to have an idea of what is there. Harassment.
Okay. Sexual harassment occurs when one employee makes continued unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, and other verbal or physical conduct of a sexual nature to another employee against his or her wishes.
Okay. So now look at this one. Just read this one for us. Sexual abuse. Then I will now go to the 6th principle of PSEA. Then we finish. I'll go to the second module. Or I'll read for us now.
Okay, sexual abuse. UN, INGO
staff. Just read the hyphenated content now.
Okay, from the physical intrusion. Okay, physical intrusion of a sexual nature, use of force or coercion.
So that's abuse. Continue. Yes. Sexual exploitation.
So for sexual exploitation, we have abuse of vulnerability, differential power, victim sexual activity with another person generates monetary, social, or political profit for the exploiter. Okay. Then for sexual harassment, we have unwelcome advance, conduct of sexual nature. Then we have create an intimidating environment becomes a condition of employment.
So look at it clearly now. Look at it very clearly now. What is the foundation for the exploitation and abuse? What's their foundation? Their common denominator is what? Harassment.
Vulnerability.
No, wait. Just what I'm saying is that all forms of sexual misconduct. Now, let me summarize for you. All forms of sexual misconduct start from here, harassment. With the exception of, let's say, armed robber goes to a place, they go there to rob and they rape somebody. But basically, what we see is that it starts from what? Harassment is to graduate to exploitation, abuse, or assault. So what are the core principles of PSEA? Because if you go for a job interview, they will ask you, are you aware of PSEA? You tell them you are aware of that. So this is what we told already. So let's go to the core principles. So these are the core principle number 1. So what's the first one? SEA constitutes act of gross misconduct and are grounds for termination of employment. There's zero tolerance. I told you that man that was messing up with girls, they just sack her straight. They sack the man straight. So if anybody is caught, it's determined. That's principle 1. The second principle is that sexual activity with children under age is prohibited. Under 18, according to United Nations, is prohibited. So it means that UN staff who wants to marry somebody from Adamawa and the parents agree that you can marry the person and the person is 16. Under UN law, if you are working with the union organization, you have committed a crime under this PSEA. Right? Though Nigerian law allows that, cultural law allows that. But if you do that, that constitutes contravention of this PSEA. Principle 3, exchange of money, employment. That's the sex for job. Most NGO guys, that's what they do. Some of them actually. If you want to get a job, say come and see me, they will fix you. So goods and services. It means that no NGO staff should weaponize the materials they have to get sex. Sexual relationship between UN staff or international NGO staff and beneficiaries are strongly discouraged. It means that UN staff or Save the Children staff living in Maiduguri or Adamawa, they are not officially allowed to have relationship with the host community. That's what this core principle is talking about. Principle 4. Principle 5. Now, this is what I think now. So this is what the girl follows. And this principle is, if you see, we call it, if you see something, say something. But we say that if you see something, say something with emotional intelligence. Don't just go and open your mouth and put your mouth anyhow. Staff member must report concerns regarding SEA by a fellow worker. So that lady who now lives on wheelchair, she carried this principle in her head. Say, I see something, I must say something. Forgetting that if you say something, you have to say something with your sense. So that's it. Then the last principle now. UN or international NGO staff member, especially those in leadership positions, are obligated to create and maintain environment that prevents sexual exploitation and abuse. Ladies and gentlemen, I've completed this one. I don't want to waste the time. I know our Muslim brothers and sisters are fasting, so I'll quickly run to that one. Let's see. Can somebody was in the comment section? Okay, yeah, somebody says she has a broadcast voice. So, Uchara, they say you have a broadcast voice, so go and do something about it. You can be creating content online. Like there, okay. All right, Mr. Loves that. Okay, good. All right, let's go to the next one. So basically, once you understand this principle now, it means that let's just run through this one. I'm coming. Give some moments. Okay. Any question or contribution before we go to the last module? The last module is not so voluminous. It's just telling us that in conflict zone we have some what's it called? Some of the challenges in terms of. This one is not even showing then. Okay, don't worry. Let me project from here. All right, let me come here. Can you see my screen now?
Not yet.
No.
Okay, let me show you. Can you see my screen?
No, sir. Okay.
Yes, yes, you're trying to start.
Yes.
Let me show you Google.
Okay. So let's use one of the international organizations to just explain to you. I'll just lead it to down so you understand it. All right. So GBV in emergencies. Now I need to explain to you that hey, somebody's Mike, your mic is unmuted. Okay, can you see the screen now?
Yes, sir.
So what we are doing in this class for you is that GBV training, basically most NGOs, they organize in-house training for their staff. And that's why at Afrocentric Masterclass, we are doing it differently. So irrespective of your organization, we are giving a comprehensive understanding of GBV, not according to your own organization. For this class, we are going to look at this relief word, their own relief word. So gender-based violence in emergencies. The key point here is that in emergency situation, women and girls, they are more vulnerable. Their vulnerability is even actually worsened in emergency situation or context. For instance, they want to go and fetch firewood or fetch water. They get attacked, ambushed by militants and bandits. They will be raped. This one is direct assault. Nothing like harassment. When they catch them, they just have sex with them and leave them. So in conflict situation that since ladies are more prone to gender-based violence in emergency situation, we have to take extra measure. That's what this mode is talking about. So just to raise your awareness, and I understand that most of you are in the northeast Nigeria, which means that when you check my statistics, most participants are from Adamawa State. That's the northeast. So it tells you that your sensitivity to GBV should be more heightened than those of us living in Lagos. it means that perpetrators are more likely to hide under the security challenges in the north to perpetrate the evil acts. But in Lagos, where we don't have conflict like this, emergencies, such things might not happen. Are we clear with that?
Sir.
So let me give an example. Let me give another example. I was in Maiduguri that time. I realized that when they are sharing food to ladies, the guys who are sharing food, they are men. Those who are sharing food, they are ladies. So if you are planning program for such things like that, you have to ensure that ladies are included among those who are going to share food, so that if a man is there who wants to use his power, who wants to exploit somebody, another lady will stand for the lady. Do you hear what I said? Let's assume that somebody is in charge of IDP camp and a family is there who has a 16-year-old girl. She's a virgin. She has not met any man. But this NGO guy wants to have sex with her. And they went there to distribute food items. Among the team, we have 3 guys. Among the team, we have 3 guys and 2 ladies. The 2 ladies, they are going to neutralize the guy's intention to exploit the girls in IDP camp. Are we clear with that? So as a GBV specialist, if you are working in emergency context, you are planning program, okay, let's go and distribute food. You ask the question, how many people are going there? You say 2 persons. Who are they? They are male. You say, please, let's be gender sensitive. Put 1 lady and 1 man. That's what you do. Because this is an emergency situation. People are desperately looking for food and basic necessities. So men can easily use their position of power to oppress them. That's what we do. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of today's class. So if you have questions now, ask me your questions now or contributions. Uchara, you said you are a nurse. What do you do, Mrs. Uchara?
Okay, I'm a humanitarian
We
worker.
can't hear you. We can't hear you. What do you do? What is the background? What did you study in school? What is the background?
I studied history.
We can't hear you again.
Then
Oh. We can't hear you. Speak louder. Okay, I think the internet is not good. Okay.
Okay. Hello, hear me?
Okay, I think it's better now. Yes.
Hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Now? Network is bad.
I can't hear you. Okay, well, on this note, if you have any question, please ask now. Otherwise, we end the class. Okay, do you have any question about certification? How many of you want to go for certification? Who is doing voice chat here again? So nobody should do voice chat. Hello? All right, so a quick announcement. Tomorrow is, okay, thank you very much. Somebody has, do you want to ask a question? She studied history. Okay, that's nice. Thank you very much. All right, no problem. Cecilia, ask your question, then we finish the class. Let me stop recording now so we don't, go ahead, ask your question.
Any question? I don't have any question, just for certification.
Okay, go ahead.
No, you just said how many people are for certification. That's why I raised.